See between the lines, perfect my disguise. You can tell me lies, so what's the issue? Well, I'm building up a wall that's 7 feet tall, so empty in these halls. So what's the issue? Well, I'm here by myself, guess everybody left. This isn't what I meant, so what's the issue? Oh, it's proving still the life you're living's just the people by your side. I wish I knew before I shut you out that there's no good and by this soon. And this ain't solid ground, and my heart can't take much more. And this ain't working out when I ache and bruise so easily. And I don't wanna have another useless fight. I'd do anything if it could make things right. Love, rescue me. And I don't wanna have another useless fight. I'd do anything if it could make things right. Love, rescue me. And I've been playing, masquerading. I've been trying to hide the shame, but it's just falling through. It's been overdue, and I ain't trying to prove you wrong. Stop pretending you're so strong when it's just falling through. It's been overdue, and this ain't solid ground, and my heart can't take much more. And this ain't working out when I ache and bruise so easily. And I don't wanna have another useless fight. I'd do anything if it could make things right. Love, rescue me. And I don't wanna have another useless fight. I'd do anything if it could make things right. Love, rescue me. Oh, I'm ready for something beautiful. I'm ready for. Oh, I'm ready for something beautiful. Oh, I'm ready for.
Welcome to Inside the Artist's Mind with your hosts, Jay Harmon and Sally Barnard. Jay and Sally have always wondered what the inspiration is that drives others to create and express their art. Inside the Artist's Mind, we'll dive into the mind of the artist and teach us more than we ever knew. Enjoy the show!
Hi, and welcome to Inside the Artist's Mind. My name is Jay Harmon, and this is Sally Barnard.
Hi, we have a really, really exciting show today. I'm eager to learn more about you. That was wonderful.
And this is the day that we are going to have another wonderful guest here. It's Curtis Doranville.
That is I.
Okay, and he, as you can see, is a fantastic singer, and we want to learn a little bit more about him today, and his experience and what he does. So So without much more further ado, we want to just introduce Curtis and tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background.
My artist's name is KLZ. I was originally born in Haiti, moved here to the States when I was 4, came here to Miami. Left Miami, came here to West Palm. Went to school for sociology, I guess. Well, first it was engineering. I went for engineering, then I was like, maybe not. So then I did, then I did
That happened.
sociology. So yeah, that's just a little background.
So when did you start to sing? Was it an early age? Well, you're still young, but I mean, I'm going back further.
Yeah, so I started singing, or I knew I could sing around like 12, 13. I remember I was singing with my older brother. He was just like, "You sound pretty good." And I was just like,
That was good
And-
validation.
Oh,
at
yeah,
that
yeah,
point,
once-
right? Yeah.
once my
Yes,
older
yeah.
brother tells me I can do
Right,
something,
right.
I typically believe it.
Right.
So yeah.
And then you carried on from there.
Yep. Mhm.
So do you have you live? You said you mentioned Florida, so you live locally around
Correct.
here?
Correct.
So do you sing in any of the restaurants or clubs or?
I have a show on the 27th in Miami. I should know the details. I don't know the details
That's
of it
okay.
yet, but I do have a show
Uh-huh.
coming up.
Right.
So do you write your own music?
I do write my own music. Yes.
Well, that's great. Now, what I would like to know is where do you get your inspiration to write your music and what you do? How do you find that, and where does it come from?
Yeah. It's a good question. I think my music has evolved because when I first started making music, I didn't hear myself in the music. It wasn't like vulnerable pieces of art. They were like, I guess I'll make a song that sounds good, that is catchy, that makes money. And then I was just like, I don't really like listening to that music. And then I transitioned to using pieces and bits of myself within the art. And ever since then, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
I
'cause-
think when it comes to inspiration, typically they come from very deep places.
I knew
maybe.
you were going to. I totally. I mean, I have a show about
Yeah.
that, and I understand. I
Uh-huh.
feel that that connection is there for you. I think if you're in a quiet place, sometimes you just you get your inspiration
Correct.
that way. Right. Beautiful. So you write a lot of your own songs, or
Yeah, I mean, I write all of mine.
all of them?
You write all of
You
them?
don't.
Okay,
That's
and
interesting.
I guess, doing your own music, writing your own music, as you said, that makes it more authentic
For me.
because you feel what you're doing.
Correct.
If you're doing somebody else's music, I mean, you can feel it, but it's not the same as
Correct.
as you creating.
It's like you lose yourself. Like we're both artists too, and I kind of lose myself in my art. You know, I mean, I'm very abstract, so I see other things that people don't see. I don't even see sometimes, but it's no different to what you're doing with singing, actually. Yes.
Yeah,
and
yeah, and
you
that's what we've
understand
talked
your
about
words. Right. We were
before.
talking.
Is that so many creative people in all the arts? This is what their common thing
Bonders,
is.
yeah.
Is that they get inspiration from inside, and then that's where they bring it out.
How long normally does it take you, or does it vary in your music? How long does it take?
It does vary. I've written songs. This song that I sung, performed here, probably took me about 2 or 3 days to write.
Okay.
Some songs I write 30 minutes.
Wow.
Some songs I write, I don't feel it's complete until like a month.
Right.
Uh-huh.
It varies.
So
yes.
it does vary. Yeah.
So do you have like ideas of what you're going to do a song about, or do you have something, a theme that you want to really convey?
Yeah, I try to allow the theme or the idea or the emotion to come to me. The first thing I try to capture is an emotion, and emotion is kind of it's a vague thing.
Yes, I understand.
But I try to capture the emotion, and then I try to express that emotion the best that I can, and I wait for the universe to,
I
give
totally
me
can
the
see what you're
tools.
saying. But do you actually sometimes sit outside sometimes to get inspiration, or you're in
Oh.
different places? That's what I feel like?
Oh, inspiration.
Yes, yeah.
Inspiration comes in every.
Yes, yeah.
In the shower, you get
Yes,
inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Outside, you get information.
Do you feel like when you're in a certain place, or let's say outside, and you're maybe by with water, do you feel that the song will take on that
It
type
does.
of right? Yes,
It does,
that's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
yes,
and
I do feel that.
yeah.
because you can find yourself in an environment that you can really get inspired by that.
Correct.
And sometimes we are just in that place. We didn't even know we would be in that place, but there it is, and we can feel it. And this is what I think that
That's what's
you
happening,
that you
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
That you get the the feeling from.
No coincidences, right?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Your question is, yeah, there is no coincidences in my world anyway, and I think it's in yours too, right?
It's-
Yes, so
Yeah, we found
that's
that.
fascinating. Do you mention, do you paint at all?
I used to draw,
Okay.
but I'm not very good at painting.
So, but you draw though?
But I
But
do
you
draw.
draw?
What do you draw? All sorts of-
Typically I draw
Still.
faces.
Okay.
Faces?
Typically I
Okay.
draw faces.
And actually, I mean, very intriguing this. So when you're drawing, I don't know how recently you've been drawing. Do you feel that you feel you mentioned something about the music? Can you feel something as you're drawing that it might be a song about that particular, let's say, face or eyes or?
That's interesting. It doesn't feel the same as when I make music.
Okay, yeah, because they're two different, coming from
the
two
mediums,
different,
yeah.
right?
Because for me, I need to have the music to inspire me sometimes to do my artwork. It's like it's all
Connected.
it creates the environment that I want to make, and it kind of
It kind of just flows through you.
It flows
right?
through you, yeah.
Whereas I'm sure
And
with your
it,
songs
and
too.
because it's different kinds of music,
Right.
different things,
Right.
different inspirations, and where you're going to finally end up with.
Correct.
Is there anything that you'd say was your favorite that you really love and you play it over and over again?
Let's see. Right now, I think my favorite song that I've written, I'm most impressed by would be a song that I wrote called, two songs. One is Two Ideas, and the other one is One Way to Hell.
Okay. Oh,
The One Way to Hell song is, sometimes I write songs a little cryptically,
right.
because thematically, just the word hell evokes.
You think, but not
creates.
necessarily.
Yeah, not necessarily, right.
right.
For me, that song's actually about fighting against racism and prejudices.
Right,
Uh-huh.
right.
I never address it directly,
No, but
I capture the emotion of how it feels like to be under
right. Now I get
that
it.
kind of system.
Right. So, I feel like your music is very. I mean, I've never heard only the song. Is it like mellow, and then, or is it like?
Typically, I'm more typically on the mellow side.
Yeah,
but
that's what I feel.
But I have attacked much more
Okay.
powerful,
Right.
powerful vocals.
And is it difficult to switch from one emotion to another when you're doing songs, or do you just go right into that feeling? Because I know actors, when they're going from one role to another role, they sometimes have to pause.
Correct.
and feel that that character. So I imagine it's the same way with singers.
Actually, the emotions as the music starts playing and as I get ready to sing, the different songs, it comes
It's just
like immediately.
I have a.
that's great.
If you're driving, I wasn't sure because we've just met. But if you're driving in your car and you get inspiration, obviously you can't write it down in the car. But I guess
will.
you could.
I will.
Yeah. As I'm saying that,
I'll
I'm
risk it
saying
all.
something saying to me, yes, you could.
Yeah.
Okay, but be careful when you do that. Okay. But do you often? I mean, you might be passing a certain street, or you might be going like in the.
Oh my!
So I'm sure.
Sometimes inspiration comes, you're driving and you see a butterfly
Right. Yes.
and everything connects.
Yeah. Right.
You see a trash can and everything connects.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the inspiration.
So interesting.
It comes whether I
Right.
want it to.
Beautiful. And then
it
how
is
do
beautiful.
you
Yeah.
write? You're
I
just
mean,
talking. What do you do in the car? I mean, be careful.
No, but I mean, a lot of times the inspiration is there waiting for you.
Correct. Correct.
And so, it's always been there, but you hadn't seen it until
Correct.
now, and then you could connect with it. And I think that's the way that works a lot of times.
Right,
you know,
right.
but,
And I think also how your life is going. We all have different times in our lives when in each phase of your life.
Right.
The inspiration, do you find sometimes it changes from one day to the next, but that's basically, let's say, your moods or whatever is
Correct.
coming out, right? with the
Because
inspiration.
that's the way it is.
Very
I know
interesting.
with me and with you is that my artwork changes with my life, with different things that happen in my life, and it I can look back and I can say, oh, I know what was going on there. I know everything there, and so I'm sure that that music is.
It's the same.
I think music is, along with art, if we're aware of it, they are snapshots of our past and of a moment.
And what you're going through at that particular time
correct.
in your life.
They help
right?
chronologically stamp.
Absolutely.
You know, some people have a lot of photos. I have my music,
Yeah.
and my music is what allows me to snap into understanding like my mind and who I was during different eras.
And it's a
of
great
my life.
outlet, actually. It's
The
great.
best for me.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, if it's music or painting or even singing, as you do, it's definitely a way to express yourself.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Is that your art behind you?
Yes, I think that
Ooh.
one. Yes, yeah. My art is very different,
Beautiful.
and that one's mine. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
good.
So I
Beautiful.
can relate a little bit.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I have no idea ever what I'm going to paint, so
But
it
it
just
captures
put the
something.
canvas in front of me, and whatever comes out, comes out. Which is obviously with your words and your
Yeah.
music.
Very similar, yeah.
And it's interesting because our styles of artwork are
Totally opposite.
are totally different. These are big ones up here. What I do.
Whoa.
And,
So we're very
you know,
different.
So I'm
Very different.
You know, so
Whoa.
we are, but that's
But
what.
we get the
Very
balance
different.
here.
You know,
right?
we have that. You know, that we are from different.
That's
Wow.
one of his too.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Impressive.
But we are from. I don't know, different styles, but the inspiration can be the same. It can be the same. It's just what comes out through that.
Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night? Because I know I have done that sometimes when I'm painting. I'll go in and I'll just go and do something, go back to bed and go to sleep again.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often to me.
Yeah,
though.
I'll get an idea like that too in the middle of the night.
That
and
sounds.
Do you find that with your music? Do you have?
I've done something similar, where sometimes you hear a sound, or an instrumental or a beat, and I'm like, wow, that sounds amazing. And I try to go to sleep, and I'm just like, I need to write to this.
Right.
And
yeah.
I'm up at 3 a.m. and I'm just like, all right, I guess I can just go to sleep.
Right.
Then I'm just like, sounds amazing. Gotta go back. I have one time experienced. I don't know if that's majestic. Waking up with inspiration. That sounds majestic in a way. I don't know if I've experienced that, but hopefully I get to, because
That didn't happen to me often, but once in a while, because I was crayoning sometimes, in the very beginning, sketching.
Yeah.
And I actually I was drawing actually a castle. I never had a lesson. And the lines were very intricate. Nobody would have known, but in my mind, it's not like I had to correct it, but I had to put another line where there was like 6. I have no idea why, but I know that came from
Who
somewhere
knows why
else.
for
You
me
know,
then?
it doesn't matter. It looks okay at the end, so right. So I'm sure we're all the same.
That's how it goes sometimes. I mean, Paul McCartney, he did the song "Yesterday" in a dream, and he woke up and wrote it all down, and that was a.
Beautiful.
Well, I relate very much to that, because my message in one of my dreams years ago was go and get some crayons and draw.
Yeah, well,
that was totally
and
a dream.
it's,
From then onwards, my
it's
life took a different
a lot of
turn,
things,
so.
you know, and
Beautiful.
what
Beautiful story.
happens either it can happen during your sleep, during your wake, during any
anytime.
time.
Anything you hear that little
always,
voice in your
as long as you are an open vessel.
Correct.
But you know, I feel, and we said this before, and I'm sure you'll agree too, that many people that are in the entertainment or art field or are artists have this kind of connection. We feel it. You can feel it because you make it sound so easy, and it is for the person. But
for the person
many
who's
people don't get it. You know, I mean, my art is a little intricate, but I find it okay. It's to me it was easy, but it applies to each one of us. I could not draw what you're doing.
Well,
it's
I couldn't do what you do.
So, I couldn't sing,
but that's why art is.
But we're getting it from some place.
Somewhere it's coming from. From a source.
Interesting.
I think musically, I've made that song there, and I've also made that song, which is interesting.
Oh,
so.
Yes.
I know I'm speaking in vague terms because your art styles are very different. But musically, I've written songs like this, and I call these songs. It's not like an unfinished dime. It's like a pure emotion, like a capturing of something without altering its state.
Right.
And admiring it for what it is.
Exactly.
And I've also done, songs I think like that where it's about me myself being the craftsmanship and fine tuning every single detail and creating something that's explicitly how I've imagined it. So I've done both.
I think there's a common bond between us or any artist out there, because I'm thinking, could I ever teach math? No, I couldn't. I mean, I love the intricate things that I do sometimes.
No, I mean, could I ever do math? No.
And you find that people that do are very, not putting them down, I think it's amazing, but I was never good at math. But they have a certain bond too. So I think it applies to us as artists in many different ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's how you're...
express. It's how we express.
It's how you express, how you take things in, and where it goes around, and how it comes out is
exactly, and
different.
how we do it differently, as mine is through my art. Also, I have a show where I talk to people and go into, similar to go into their minds, but a little bit different to this. But we all have our, like, say, gifts. I don't want to say talents.
Right,
gifts,
right. Talents, gifts, whatever. But it's different.
Correct.
And that's the beauty of it, because no two people are exactly the same, and that's what makes it. What makes it so good is that, what a boring world it would be if everybody could only do one thing.
And that's interesting that you said you did portraits. You do portraits too. And I've often, and I'm sure everybody does, we all look different. I mean, we all have two eyes, nose, and mouth right in the face. And yet each one of us in our own way. So to be able to capture that, I don't do portraits, but to be able to do that is very interesting, because you're seeing someone that you're seeing.
Correct.
And if there's anyone looking like you, may look similar, but I guarantee it probably, I can't guarantee anything, but I would say it wouldn't be like somebody that you know.
Correct.
Right, and like when I'm doing portraits, I try to do the picture where you see what I'm seeing through the person's eyes. You look, and how they're looking is kind of the expression, because that's the first thing you look at.
Correct. The eyes do seem like the vessel to the soul.
And that's what I try to do, is how expressive is what they're saying.
Capture it. I think I've just been told we have 1 minute now.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say one thing though quickly, because I actually am pretty good at math, because I took a lot of math classes as I was pursuing
the
engineering. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, congratulations.
Very good at math,
that's
actually.
Funny, I could have said anything. But
that's
no
great.
coincidences.
Well, I'm a psychic.
But the thing about math, and I think art, and sometimes and math can be considered an art, I guess.
Yeah.
Is sometimes I feel as if when I'm making the music, that the music is making itself through me, and I feel
absolutely. I'm a retired teacher, and I was an art teacher. But what I know is that art encompasses all the subjects. I mean, I don't care if it's language, if it's math, if it's science, if it's history. It's all part of art. It's all there. And so that's why I stress that art is very important in our schools, and
I agree.
Absolutely.
that we
Yeah, I
that we
agree with
you know we
I
need
agree.
it so badly, because that's how people can express what they learn.
Mhm. I agree.
I think we're going to have to wrap this up now.
Okay, well,
Gave me a 2-minute, but nobody's here, so I guess we have another minute.
All right.
okay, we'll take another minute.
Take it.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
So no, but it's been a pleasure having you here today.
It's been a pleasure
and,
being
Very
here.
interesting.
You know,
Yeah,
and
my
and where
pleasure.
can people find your music? Or
Yes. So my artist name is 3 letters, KL.Z. So KLZ. And if you want to find my socials, it's KL.Z music.
Beautiful.
wonderful. Okay,
Keep
well
writing.
that's
and
I
keep
will.
Singing.
I will.
You
Thank
have an
you.
amazing voice.
Thank you. Thank
That-
you.
Great to meet you.
Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Thank you
Pleasure
so
to meet you
much.
guys too.
okay,
you,
and we
thank you.
you know, we look forward to seeing you again.
Sounds good.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. So anyway, thank you for watching us today, and we hope that you enjoyed the show. And if you would like to ever be on our show, if you are creative in any way, if you make things and create things, we would love to talk to you on the show. And our number here is 888-994-4995. And
Studio A.
in
I think we have
Studio
to
A,
say.
we are here. That's
Only know.
right. And so we look forward to seeing you again next time. And please keep watching.
See you next
Have a
week.
great.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. It was
Thank you for watching Inside the Artist's Mind. We hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week as we explore more about the artist's passions and inspirations.